Hey, baby, music show, what you know? Are you ready? Are you ready? I am, I am, what? I am, yo, do you under? I am DG show, baby. Perfect Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily, the daily go get mission show. We do this every single day, every day. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. Sorry, y'all. Watch this. Act like it's slipping around. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Getimism show, all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also tonight. On the Daily Go Getimism show, we are talking about the artists on the big stage, the artists in the small stage. Really, what we're talking about tonight is whether certain artists are better or built for the big stage, the big concert venue, 10, 20, 30,000 in the audience or more, or are they better in the small venue, the little intimate joint, just a few hundred people, because they may have a sound or an aura or a show that, you have to be close and up close and personal to get into it. Like you really have to feel it. I'm thinking like Erykah Badu. Although Erykah Badu is a pretty big star, very well known, but for what she does and for how her voice inflection is, she's probably better to be seen in a smaller venue where you could really get into it, especially the early days of the Erykah Badu. Now, I've never seen Erykah Badu in concert. I'm just going by her music. Just judging by music. I've never been to an Erykah Badu show. Maybe if you've been to one, you can better, advise of how it goes and whether I'm right in my assessment of her or not. But I know that when she first came out, she had the whole Billie Holiday vibe going on. So, it was probably, the whole candle thing, the spoken word thing. And, spoken word that's for the smaller stage. Now, we've seen spoken word done on a big stage, and it can be done. But come on now. When you think about spoken word, you think about a dark room. You think about people smoking in there, drinking, probably being served food. And you are hanging on every word of the spoken word artist like, oh, yeah, yo, he is so positive. Yo, she is so sexy. They are dropping them bombs on me. It's very, very cerebral. Very, very cerebral. So if you are a cerebral type of artist, and what I mean by cerebral, not saying that anybody doesn't understand the lingo, but what I mean by cerebral is that you are very heady. Like people have to think about the things that you're saying. You may take them places mentally that other artists might not be able to take them. So there's some artists, though, like those big stage artists. When I think about big stage artists, I think about artists that make you shake your ass, that make you want to get up and dance. When I think about the small stage, when I think about the smaller venue artists, I'm thinking about the artists that make you sit back and think like, yeah, we need that. Uh-oh, somebody's making a mistake. Oh, somebody's fucking up already. They're fucking up already. Oh, 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 oh. Let's get it popping, man. Let's get it popping. Let's have this conversation. Let's have this conversation. Let's have this conversation. I'm ready. It's going to bring a sensation. So yeah, man, the big stage artists and the smaller venue artists. The big stage artists and the smaller venue. Blue moon, I saw you standing. Yeah. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. All right, let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. So, but that's what I'm talking about, though. Now, you know, comedy is really my background. I'm messing around in music. Well, be honest with you. I've been trying to be a rapper since I was like 13, 12, 12, 13, 12, 12, 12. I wrote my first rhymes when I was 12. So the thing is, without ever being signed to a label or really taking it there, I always thought like once I crossed over to comedy and then eventually getting into this whole talk thing, blogging and all that kind of stuff, I would consider myself better for the smaller stage because I really want people to hear exactly what I'm saying. I like a lot of one-on-one interaction. I like to, get feedback and stuff like that. You can't do that on a big stage. And that's not to say that the big stage is a hindrance because on the big stage, that's where you make all the money. That's where you get all the money. And you want to be able to, capitalize financially on your art. I mean, that's what you got into it for. No matter how you slice it, no matter how you cut it, no matter what you say, you got into this thing in order to be able to put food on your table, a roof over your head, some clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, and possibly, maximize that and put some rings on your hands. Some bracelets on your wrist, some chains around your neck, a nice car for you to whip, maybe a few of them. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with having a 4 or 5 car garage. Ain't nothing wrong with that, especially when you're putting yourself out there like that. But the money is going to get made one way or another. That depends on your business acumen and your grind. But what is better for you? Because when you perform, you are selling yourself. You're selling yourself when you just put out records and all of that kind of stuff like that. But you are making the records in the studio. And there are a lot of people who are great studio artists. They can go into that soundproof booth and make magic. They can do the damn thing and put out a product that sounds great. But when you go see that artist, and 9 times out of 10, if you really like an artist's albums, if you like their records, if you like their work, then you want to see them on stage. You want to see them perform live. See if they sound as good in person as they do on the records, because a lot of artists can't do it. A lot of artists are studio artists, and they do a lot of things. They do a lot of things sonically to make themselves sound really good on a record. But when you get them on stage and they don't have all of those things that they used in order to make them sound great, and they might not come off as well. But even those artists who don't sing that great can get away with certain things. Like if you are good on stage, you can have your audience sing your lyrics with you. So maybe you only sing the parts of your songs that you really know how to sing or that you can sing really well. Think about the 2024 Bobby Brown. Think 2024 Bobby Brown. Now, the 1988, 1989, 1990 Bobby Brown could do his whole show, be jumping around on stage and be like one of the best performers you ever saw. The 2024 Bobby Brown looked like he ready for a wheelchair. Forget about a seat. He looks like he's ready for a wheelchair. He ain't got no air in his lungs. He ain't got no muscles in his legs. You know what I mean? He's running out of steam really, really fast. So, it goes the way it goes. So the 1988 Bobby Brown was definitely built for the big stage. The 2024 Bobby Brown, well, people gonna come and see him anyway, right? But he might be better. He might be better just singing in his bathroom with the door closed. Get those acoustics, and those bathroom acoustics. The bathroom can become a really good studio. It can become a really good studio. My people, my people, my people, 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 my people, my people. My people, people. What's going on, T. Carey? Right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And can't forget my man, Johnny West. My man, Johnny West. What's going on, my dude? Good to see you on this Friday night, man. I'm about to get this thing popping. Oh, hold on. Let me get some other administrative things going. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. When y'all come in, please hit the like button. It helps the channel. The channel needs help. It helps the channel, and the channel needs help. Artists for the big stage. Artists for the small room. Artists for the big stage. Artists for the small room. So that's what we're talking about tonight on the daily. Go get a Misery Show. Now, when I say the artists for the big stage, which artists come to your mind immediately? Which artists do you know can get on that stage in a big coliseum, a big stadium? Whether you're talking about a closed stadium that they might rock 20,000 people, or a really big stadium, an open air stadium. You know what I mean? Where it might be 50,000 people or more. 100,000 people. Go in Beaver Stadium. Beaver Stadium, that's the Penn State joint. That shit seats over 100,000 people. I don't know if they've ever had a concert over there. You know what I mean? I don't know if they've ever had a concert in that stadium, but if you can fill up that stadium like the football team does on Saturdays, and you can rock. See, a lot of people don't like the big stadiums, the big outdoor stadiums, because number one, the tickets are expensive. And you can't always get a good seat. The tickets can be expensive because the big artists, the Beyoncés, the Taylor Swifts, the Rolling Stones, they're gonna play those types of venues. And sometimes the sound can be compromised. And you don't feel like you have a connection with the artist. So let's say if you couldn't afford tickets, or you couldn't get tickets closer to the artist, how close to the artist are you going to get anyway? On that big ass stage, they're only going to let you get but so close to the artist. So you're not going to really feel what they're doing. But that's me saying that. You may feel differently, and I can understand and respect how somebody would feel like, well, no, on that big stage, even though the artist might be far away, I'm hearing them in the speakers, and I'm sure they did sound checks or whatever, and they made sure that they had the sound system good enough to be able to rock. If you can hear that artist really well, and let's say Lincoln Financial Field, I only say that because I'm a Philadelphia Eagle. Yeah, you all of South Philly can probably hear a little part of that shit. So that might be your thing. You know, because you might be thinking like, well, at least in a big stadium, I can smoke my weed, I can sniff my coke. Ain't nobody gonna say shit, whatever. You know, I don't have to worry about a small intimate setting where they might be like, no smoking, no shooting dope, no sniffing coke, no smoking crack. You know, no crystal meth. No sipping lean. No, dude, a bartender does not have lean. What the hell is lean? And don't go in the bathroom with that shit. We got a bathroom attendant. They gonna tell on you. Oh, fuck you, Earth sucks. Fuck you, Earth sucks. Eat a dick. Eat a dick. You can eat a dick, eat a dick, eat a dick, eat a dick, eat a dick. Yo, smack this stupid ass motherfucker. Yeah, let me just slack this pussy. That's for Earth sucks. And you know, we got to get these dickheads in here early. We got to get them in here early. So, you know what I mean? We got to talk to them. We got to talk to them, son. You know what I mean? We got to talk to them. You know what I mean? We got to talk to them. You know what I mean? Like, yo.
Man, you go somewhere with that bullshit.
Word.
Damn, man, why always got to put up with these dickheads? The fuck? Every time.
Oh, wait a minute.
Damn, man, why always got to put up with these dickheads? Damn, man, why always got to put up with these dickheads? The fuck? Damn, man, why always got to put up with these dickheads? The fuck? Every put up with these dickheads. The fuck? Damn, man, why always got to put up?
Yeah, fuck these niggas. Fuck y'all. I said fuck y'all. Hold on.
There go another cornball in the chat fronting again. They fronting again. They go another fronting again. They go another cornball in the chat fronting again. They go another cornball in the
Listen, I understand that y'all don't have nothing to do. And I also understand that y'all don't have nothing to do and y'all don't have nobody to screw. That's what motherfuckers do that troll. They don't get pussy and they don't have friends. Because friends don't let friends troll and play themselves. You know what I'm saying? What up, yes, man? What's good? Leo Cervantes. What's good? Kanye in a wolf mask, eat a dick. Fuck you. Even if you ain't dissing, fuck you. All right, Rod says, hell yeah. Nice to find this place again. That's what's up, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming through. Dan Ebert. What up? Kim's Wims. What up, Kimmy? What's good? Good to see you always. But like I was asking y'all, what artists come to your mind immediately when you start thinking about the big stage? Which artists come to your mind when you start thinking about the smaller stage? Now, I know some artists, because this doesn't have anything to do with how many records you sell. This has more to do with your style of performance and how well you can perform, and what's better suited for your audience. You understand what I'm saying? Sigma Boy 98. What up, Sigma Boy 98? That's what's up. I see you rep Golden State. That's what's up. Kanye is you consider Kanye artist? I mean, Kanye West to be a big stage artist? I don't. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't consider Kanye to be a big stage artist. Kanye doesn't really do a lot on stage. Like, he doesn't dance. He doesn't really connect with his audience. Plus, Kanye, for what it's worth, is more lyrical. And the way his music is set up, to me, Kanye is better heard in a pair of good headphones because of his production style. So for me, I would say Kanye would be better in a small setting. But for the type of money that Kanye commands, getting him in a small venue those tickets going to be high as shit. And that's the problem with smaller venues. You often pay more for the A-list artists. So an A-list artist like Kanye, and in my opinion, all his A-list material was before 2010. And that's just my opinion. You know, by the time he came out with 808 and Heartbreaks or whatever, to me, Kanye was pretty done. Like, you know, like his good shit was, 2000 to 2010. Like, what is it? Some all that the song Power with all that power. I'm just saying. But that's just my opinion. I respect y'all. Army Vet 7070. What is HH? And before I respond to that shit, I don't want to be. Does anybody know what HH is? Or Army Vet, do you care to elaborate? Because HH, when I think about HH, for some reason I'm thinking about some Nazi shit. And maybe that's because Nazi is that 88 shit. I don't know. Yeah, what's HH? Army vet said HH. I don't know what that. Hold on, let me look that shit up. Hold on, let me go Google it. You know what I mean? I don't want to start snapping on nobody. What does HH mean? His Highness? It says HH can have multiple meanings depending on the context. In some cases, it can refer to His Highness. I know that's not what he's saying. His Highness or royalty, happy hour, hands high. All right. I don't see anything derogatory here. I don't see anything. Oh, they said it can stand for ha ha. Ha ha. Like you too lazy to say HAHA? I don't know. I don't know. Rod says don't even be saying hell. I think you're right. Yeah, the 88 shit, that's definitely on some Nazi shit. So I know if somebody come like that, I already know. Appreciate you. All right, Rod says Kanye is a genius. One day at a table in heaven, there will be a table, and that table will sit chairs, Bach, Beethoven. Wait, the Chavalovsky. Wait, no, that's not Chavalovsky. That's Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky and Kanye will sit comfortably at that table. Wow, that's some interesting company. Johann Sebastian Bach, Amadeus. You didn't say Mozart. Beethoven. All right, cool. Evidently, you're a big Kanye fan. Yeah, I just think Kanye is better for a smaller stage because I really want to hear what he has to say. Kanye be spitting some cerebral shit. To me, he's not one of the top 5 or top 10 rappers because he's used ghostwriters before. Shout out to the boy. What was the boy that used to ghostwrite for him? He's from Chicago. He had out an album. What's his name? Romfest. Romfest used to write for Kanye for sure. You know what I mean? You hear it all in him. Okay. Rod says it's because he's undesirable music on that level and the levels. Okay. Totally agree on that small spot front. Yeah, I mean, with Kanye, I want to hear what he has to say. I don't want to be 50 yards away from no Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at some big ass speakers. Like, okay, what did he say? Because an outside venue, that shit is going to echo a little bit. You know what I mean? You can't build acoustics on the outside. You know what I mean? It's subject to what it is. But if that shit is produced well, at least the speaker will be kicking out that good shit. Edit understands. My bad, not undesirable. Okay, understands. Okay, all right, I got you. All right, so when I think about big stage artists, I think about, legacy groups like the Rolling Stones, because they got so many fans for so many years, 60 years of performing or more, so people want to see them. And so with they 80-something-year-old asses, they still gonna play them big ass stadiums, and they gonna sell them out. It's crazy. So yeah, they play big. The Rolling Stones play big. As old as Mick Jagger is, he's still gonna jump around on that stage. He's still gonna scream at the top of his lungs. But at the same time, can you imagine the Rolling Stones in a small venue? Because you want to talk about cerebral music. The Stones are cerebral as hell. The lyrics, Sympathy for the Devil. What are some of my, I got a lot of, I love the Stones, but you definitely want to hear what they're singing about. You gotta hear their lyrics. I like a group called Churches, and I've seen them on the big stage, not in person, but I've seen I've seen them on video. And I'm like, all right, y'all did pretty good with a big stage, but they really are better suited for a smaller stage. But an artist like Beyonce, an artist like a Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson when he was alive, how can you say that that they should be better in a small venue when they got like 25 dancers? They're going to work that entire stage on a big stage. So they play big. Now, I know some artists that sell a lot of records, but they still aren't good on a big stage, yet they on a big stage all the time. One artist that comes to my mind, Jay-Z. Jay-Z should be nowhere near a big stage, yet he's always on a big stage, and he sucks. He can't perform worth shit. He is terrible. No hype man, uses a real band, and he just sits there. All right, this is how he grabbed the mic with his pinky out. Don't nobody want to see that shit, Jay. Shit, I might as well just bought the CD. And that's not to say that every artist needs to dance. If you work the crowd, like Jay don't do no crowd work. You know what I mean? He don't be like, yo, you know what I mean? He don't, no, everybody say ho. All right, all the people in the back, this is what I need you to do. I need you to rock for the left and the right, you too. Everybody in the back, yo, don't be whack. Let me hear you say, yeah, do that. He don't do nothing like that. He don't do anything like that. He doesn't know how to rock. And for some reason, nobody has told him, like, yo, your shit would be really, really hot if you, kind of connected with your crowd that spent all that money to come see you. See you do this whack ass show where you just sat there in the center of the stage like you a stand-up comedian. I don't know. I don't fuck with Jay on a big stage, but he's always playing in big stages. But that's about the money. That's about the money. All right. Rod says, I saw him at Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville. And you're so right. Big arena. and J. Cole opened in 2005, it did not showcase Kanye at all. Too big. Damn. I didn't even know that J. Cole was out in 2005. I hadn't heard of J. Cole until like 2000, maybe like 2011, 2012, I think. Rod says the echo of the acoustics of the venue just didn't work for Kanye at the venue in Knoxville. And see, that's what I'm saying. If you play in an artist, I mean, if you play in a venue that's too big and you're not really a big stage performer and people can't really hear you, I mean, why are they going to come see you again? Now they might, your diehard fans might understand, like, well, that's only because he was playing in this place, but I want to see him again because I know he can rock, I know he can, put on a good show. But everybody ain't gonna do that, especially they didn't pay $200-$300. I mean, concert tickets high as shit now. And that's whether you up close, shit, being on the floor, them floor seats close to the stage. You talking about thousands. You're not even talking about hundreds no more. I mean, that's a lot of money to go see an artist, and for the show to be whack. Oh no. Now with Jay-Z can't perform well, but he brings a lot of artists with him. So he's going to bring the Method Mans. He's going to bring the J. Coles. He might bring Beyonce. Not nowadays, because she might be bigger than him stage-wise. Okay. Rod says, no disrespect, but most rappers need a small to medium venue at most. Large venues are more performance than actual lyrics and music. Now, it's funny you say that because the rappers from back in the day were good, big stage rappers. Run DMC, excellent on a big stage. Excellent. LL Cool J, excellent on a big stage because they know how to perform. They know how to work the crowd. They know how to get their timing right. You know what I mean? Like, all artists that came under Rush Artist Management back in the day were very good stage performers, except for Eric B. and Rakim. Terrible, worst I've ever seen. Worst I've ever seen. I've never seen a good performance by Rakim, and that's in a big room or a small room. He's just, but if I had to, if I had to, if I had to see a Rakim show, I would prefer to see him in a small room, because even in a small room, he rhymes over the digital audio tape. For the life of me, I've never understood that. Why do rappers rap over their record? Why don't they have the instrumental version and rhyme over like, do y'all not know y'all lyrics? I never understood that. But Public Enemy was a good big stage group. NWA was a very, very good big stage group. MC Hammer, very good on the big. He got 25 dancers. He got to be on the big stage. Hammer. They put me on the mix. Hammer. They put me in the mix. All right. Okay. We got a caller. We got a caller.
You have a call.
All right. Caller with the last numbers 5639. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. What's on your mind tonight? What's good?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yay. I'm feeling good. Feeling like a real man should. All day. What about the Roots?
Can I answer that question, please?
Go ahead.
The Roots are amazing in a small venue. Now, I've never seen them big stage, and I don't even feel them big stage. But I got to see them in person in a small venue, and it was absolutely amazing because they're not a kind of work the crowd group, in my opinion. Yeah. However, they do well when they are stationary.
Yeah.
Like, they work for Jimmy Fallon's show because they work great stationary. So, in a small, like, we were doing open mic, and they were in town, they saw the crowd, stopped and asked what it was, came in and put on a show, and it was incredible. I couldn't see them doing a huge venue like that. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
There's no right or wrong. They are good on both.
Okay.
They're good on both. The first time I ever saw the Roots was in 1993 when they were the Square Roots. And them motherfuckers was off the chain. They was off the chain. Crowd work is their thing. That's their thing. Like, they kill it. So in a small room, they're gonna blow you away. But they're also good on a big stage because they have a band. You know what I mean? And Black Thought knows what he's doing. Much better than most artists. I mean, he really knows what he's doing. So you know, the Roots are a hybrid. Big stage, small stage, whatever you need, they can do it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. They the truth. I mean, they a band. You know what I mean? You're not gonna lose. Even if Black Thought doesn't perform, they could still rock that shit. They wasn't on Jimmy Fallon for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The Roots will never not make money. Whether they come out with new material or not, it will never matter. They will always be booked forever. Because their skill level is just, that shit is in orbit. So yeah. All right. So you know what we talking about tonight? The big stage or the smaller venue. So what artists come to your mind immediately when we think about the big stage? When we talk about the big stage, which artists do you that pop right in your mind, like, oh yeah, this person, that person? Queen? Ah, wow, you going back. All right.
Well, I can see Queen. I can see Bruce Springsteen. And of course,
very good one.
Fire. There's no question about that.
Okay.
Come on, James Brown.
What was James Brown a big stage artist?
Yes. Definitely.
You know, I would say that he was better in a small venue.
You think so?
Because he danced so much. Like, you're gonna want to see, you know what I mean? You need to see what he's doing. His music is great, but he put on a show that you needed to have your eyes on.
Yeah, but he's gonna sell out such a crowd. He needs the big stage.
Yeah, but even if okay, like I was talking about Jay-Z. Jay-Z is going to sell out too, but he don't have no business being on a big stage. So this is not
I don't think he would sell out by himself.
I think he would. If you've never seen him before, because he has the hits to be able to do it. I mean, Jay is outsold most rap artists, for real. You know what I mean? Regardless of what you think about him personally, the motherfucker sold records. And he made good records. Like, you're not really going to listen to a lot of Jay-Z songs and be like, yo, this shit suck. He made good shit. You know, so he insisted on perfection with production wise, and his rhymes was always on point. But he's not a big stage artist because he doesn't know how to perform. He recites his rhymes. He literally recites his rhymes. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter how many records you sold. It's about how you connect with your crowd, or what's gonna be better for your performing level.
But see, people need that space. James Brown gets people, like Earth, Wind, and Fire. They both get people out of their seat. People need that space. People want to dance. They want to groove. They want to move with the music.
Okay.
And I think James, and I agree with Rod in the chat. He's saying he's a hybrid. I do agree he's a hybrid because people want to see him in both venues. But I think James still needs a stage. He needs a place so he can slide without falling over or falling out or crashing into anyone else.
All right, Buttermilk 101 says Biggie or Tupac. Biggie for me all day. I didn't like Tupac. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like him. But I understand why people did like him, and I understood his star power. But lyrically, song wise, it was Biggie for me. But I've seen Biggie perform. He was okay. He wasn't definitely nowhere near the greatest performer I ever saw, but he was okay, and it was a big stage. He was okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say about a 6. About a 6. You got a C.
Well, of course, people like Jimi Hendrix, Parliament, they need big stages, especially Parliament.
I think most of the bands will probably be labeled as big stage artists. So when we start talking about, okay, you know what? I got a good one. Sade.
I think she's a hybrid.
Exactly.
I think she's a hybrid.
She can rock the big stage, the big venue, but that if she was in a small venue, she's basically going to wrap you up in her. She's going to mummify you in her sound. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she can do either. She can do either or. But I use her as an example because she always has a band. Her band comes with her, and she don't dance or none of that. But she knows how to work the big venue or the small venue. For those who need the up close and personal touch, she can rock that smaller venue. For those of y'all but I mean, people will go see Sade as the headliner. So there's that. She don't necessarily have to have a lot of people on the undercard or opening acts. She don't really have to have that.
Well, there's 2 other ladies who fit that bill with Sade, and that would be Jill Scott and Erykah Badu.
Jill Scott can actually rock the big stage, but I would rather see.
Yeah, she's a hybrid. I think she's a hybrid, and I think Erykah is a hybrid because they know how to engage with their audience. They can work a large crowd, and a large crowd will come to see them. They both have fantastic stage presence, but in an intimate level, they can burn down houses. They can burn down buildings.
Huh. It's funny you said Erykah Badu because at the top of the show, I was saying that she's probably better in a small room. Have you ever seen her on a big stage?
I've never seen her in person, but I've seen her on YouTube or something like that.
Really?
And
she kills it on the big stage?
Get down to the get down.
I did not know that. I did not know that. Now, the videos that I've seen of her on the big stage, because I have seen some snippets of her on the big stage, I couldn't gauge whether she was really kicking it. But I'm thinking because of her voice inflection, because of her range, that's why I would rather see her in a small setting. Because she don't have the big voice. You know what I mean? Huh?
And then, she always brings a crowd with her when she comes. So she's going to give you a show.
Okay. See,
she's coming with costumes. She's coming with candles. She's coming with sage. She's coming with everything.
And that's why I put her in a small venue joint. Because I'm like, you probably going to want a candle. Or have a chance to get one. You know what I'm saying? All right, when you think about Erykah Badu when she first came out, she was doing the whole Billie Holiday type of vibe, you know what I mean? So I was thinking small stage is that's a good look for her. What up, Oxy? I was thinking that was probably a good look for her, you know what I mean? But yeah. I mean, if she good on a big stage, if she a hybrid, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I think someone like maybe Lettucey, she's not a hybrid. She's small. You know what I'm saying? Not that she's not talented or anything like that, because I believe she brings the crowd. People buy her tickets, and she could probably sell out. but I think she's not as charismatic as the others. It's not saying she's not at all, but I don't think she brings as much as the others. So she's probably more small venue.
I would love to see her in a small venue, but at the same time, I think that she's probably a hybrid because of her voice range. Like she gonna fill up that stadium with that sound because she can sing. You know what I mean? Because she can sing, and she does. And she got energy. You know, it's not she don't have the bells and whistles that we think about with the other artists. So I agree with you on that. She don't have those bells and whistles, but that fucking voice range, and she has good lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucks. Yeah, I'm a big Lettucey fan. I fucks with some Lettucey. Yeah. All right. That's a good one though.
I got one for you. Where do you think Slick Rick would fit?
He should only perform in his own living room. He sucks. Ain't got no voice. Ain't got no movement. Ain't got shit. You know what? Slick Rick is better on a Zoom call. That's where he should. Yo, check out Slick Rick performing live tonight on Microsoft Teams. Log on. Fuck out of here. He is ass. He is bad. Him and Rakim, boy. He worse than Rakim. Yo, you gotta think. I went to the Def Jam concert to see this motherfucker in '89. He just had a fucking smash album. You know what I mean? All the hits. He had this big throne. You know what I mean? He just running around here with them same chains that he had. You know what I mean? The same chains that he got today are the same ones he bought in '87. You know, it's the same motherfucking chains. No disrespect. Fuck it. He still got them. That's great. But he don't move. He ain't got no voice. I'm like, so we came here to listen to his tape? We ain't hear shit he was saying. Same thing with Rakim. They ain't got no voice. They ain't got no show, they ain't got no movement. But I would say Slick Rick probably is better than Rakim only because of the big throne chair. So at least that's gonna catch your attention and shit. Rakim is. But then again, you gonna listen to Rakim lyrics more and probably sing along. You gonna wind up singing his whole catalog, his whole set. You gonna sing it yourself and shit. Yeah, I mean, you ain't gonna hear him. You ain't gonna hear him. But yeah,
I wish the third wheel was here so I could ask him about Billy Ocean, and I'd like to see his take on where Billy Ocean fits.
Probably on that damn Zoom call with Slick Rick's like, nah.
Okay, what do you think about Missy?
Missy Elliott, big stage.
Yeah, she's big.
Yeah, big stage. Yeah, she Missy know what she doing. You know what I mean?
Big. I couldn't even see her in an intimate venue. Like when I think big stage, I think of the people who could go to Coachella or some kind of music fest. Like, if I was to pay big bucks to go to a music fest, I would want to see Erica. I would want to see Anthony Hamilton. I would want to see Jill. I would want to see Mary. I would want to see Nas. I would want to see Yasin Bey. Like, those are the people I think. Now, I think Mos Def would probably do better in a more intimate venue, but I would want to see him as part of a group going to a music festival.
Yeah, I've seen Mos Def. Mos Def is good. Is really good in a small room, and I think because of his lyrical content, he probably is better in a smaller room because I mean he gets it. He be dropping that shit. So I saw this motherfucker performing in Russia. No, Germany or somewhere. Wherever he was, they didn't speak no English. He was killing it anyway. They knew every word to his songs and all. I don't even know all the songs, the Most Def shit. You know what I mean?
That gotta feel good. To go to all other country and they don't speak English and they know all your songs.
Yeah.
That means you have arrived for real.
It was one of them countries, them Eastern European. Was it Russia? I'm like, it couldn't have been Russia, but it might have been. It might have. What the fuck? Where was he? Because when he shouted out where he was, I was like, oh shit. No wonder when they was pumping their fists, they was like this instead of. It was fucking. He was killing it though. What
you know what I think too of small venues? I think of people who I think of juke joints sometimes. So I would think of somebody like Muddy Waters or BB King to do a small, intimate juke joint kind of venue. So of course I think of somebody like Anthony Hamilton. I think he could do big? Yes, but I think I would want to see him in a small, more intimate kind of situation.
Yeah. I would rather see Anthony Hamilton definitely on a small stage, and probably Music Soul Child too.
Oh yeah.
Probably all of those neo soul cats. I mean, it screams small venue. You know what I mean? It's because you need that intimate setting, but that's not to say that they can't do it, but that lyrical content, you need to, that shit need to be like in your ear, like headphones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So when I see what I think a small venue artists, when I see them do bigger venues, to me it takes away a lot of the value that they really brought to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be thinking to myself, like, damn man, if they could have stayed in a smaller venue or whatever. But that's up to your management team or whatever, and probably your demand, because they gonna go after the money anyway. Like fuck it, because you think about somebody like Stevie Wonder. He's a big stage artist, and you got to ask yourself why. Why is he a big stage artist? Because he just fucking is. Of course, he could kill a small room, but he fits on a big stage. And he can't dance and sing and all of that, but he just has that big stage energy. And I do think that there's a such thing as big stage energy. Do you?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who have a physical balance. It's crazy. I mean, not my favorite person would be Beyonce. She has it. She's crazy. She's a performer. Janet Jackson, performer. So they need a big stage. Look, even in the jazz community, I think someone like Robert Glasper, he needs a big stage.
Damn, yeah, Robert Glasper.
He and Gregory Porter, they're just a different kind of talent versus somebody like Samara Joy. Like, she is that's an intimate type of listening ear. Although, don't get me wrong, she might be a hybrid because Samara Joy, her range is operatic. She can do opera and hit all the notes. And she has performed on a big stage with a big band, a big orchestra. But I would prefer her in an intimate setting just because she's incredibly amazing. And she's someone you just want to sit and gaze and listen to close your eyes and gaze and listen to her music, her sound, her notes. But she could do big, so she might be a hybrid. Whereas I know Robert Glasper, Gregory Porter, they are big. Layla Hathaway.
Yeah.
She's a small venue person. Not that she's not talented, because I love Layla. but I would want to hear her in a smaller venue.
Yeah. Now, let's do this for a second. Let's talk about this big stage energy versus this smaller stage energy for a minute. Because I'm not really sure if we've nailed down or if we even can nail down exactly what that is. Because even though certain artists may not be movers and ass shakers and everybody say ho type artists, it doesn't mean that they don't have big stage energy. Like you think about somebody like Whitney Houston, may she rest in peace. She was a big stage artist. Mm-hmm. Now, the question you have to ask yourself was, what made her a big stage artist? She wasn't a good dancer. You know what I mean? Now, we already know the power of her voice. She gonna fill up a room. But what gave her that big stage energy? What, in your opinion, what is that?
I think it's just her persona, her talent. And, some people just carry about them that powerful.
Okay.
They have power. And I believe Whitney was one of those people. Effortlessly, she had something that commanded attention. Mm. And I think that's what that is. That's somebody who just commands that attention. They command the respect. They command every space. They fill it up everywhere they go. That's what Whitney had the power to just fill up this space wherever she went.
Yeah. Yeah. Rod in the comments, he said God gifted presence, and he says that her presence and charisma. Interesting, and I agree, but I think that there's something about the energy that we may be able to describe or may be indescribable. You know what I mean? Whitney had big stage energy, and I'm trying to nail down why her and other artists had that big stage energy.
That's to be a master of large scale. Mm. She was a master of large scale.
Mm. Now, when I think of other artists that I don't think could fail on a large scale, I mean, in a large venue, even though they weren't like big, giant, energetic type of performers. But you think about like,
you're going in and out.
Am I? You make sure it's not your phone, because you were breaking up a little while ago.
Going in and out too.
Hold on. Somebody from Miami calling. So let me be prepared for this trolling. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens.
You have a call from
Legends.
All right. Caller with the last numbers 2957. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for calling. What's on your mind tonight? What's good?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on. But it was about a topic, because last time right before I joined, we was talking about Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Whitney Houston, she said she would love any man who loves her. But the big difference between Whitney Houston and Beyonce is the different value of skill level, because Whitney Houston never called a black man a scrub. What Beyonce did is like, I don't want no scrub. Well, when she was in TLC, they could never get behind my backside. So, and then she said, like, all your single women, put a ring on it, like, marry yourself and don't mess with a dude. And turns out Beyonce married a drug dealer. So Beyonce is the worst person as an image of a black woman, because she went all this stuff and married a drug dealer.
And that makes her a bad person?
No, it makes her incoherent, liar, and a deceiving. So when people say like, "Oh, Beyonce's blah, blah, blah," like Beyonce don't like men. She's the epitome of feminism, where men and females, especially in the black community, cannot get along. So Beyonce is literally somebody who I do not like, and is not doing any service for black people, black men and black women to get along, because she literally calls scrubs. She literally said like, make sure he put a ring on it, and just I'll say all this other nonsense. It's like, oh, look me, I married a drug dealer. And then what about the man who like worked like at a factory and is making good, honest living? No. So Beyonce is a fast hussy and
What?
What the hell? First of all, wait. First of all, hold on. There's a lot to unpack here. When did Beyonce? She didn't have a song called Scrubs. That was TLC. She didn't call a man. She didn't call anybody a scrub.
okay, so maybe I get the wrong groups, but okay, I'll pull up what things that Beyonce said in the song though that's anti-men.
Okay, now, I think that there's a difference between Beyonce, the songstress, and Beyonce, the woman. I've never heard Beyonce say anything bad about a man outside of any records. And when you really think about it, she doesn't diss men in her on her records. You know, saying that somebody if you loved it, you should have put a ring on it. That's not dissing anybody. That's saying that if you to show and prove. I mean, now don't get me wrong. There are a lot of things that Beyonce does that I don't agree with. Probably more than I do agree with. But one thing I know about Beyonce, without knowing her personally, is that she has respect for men. She is not one of them. She, even though she had a song called Independent Women, yeah, she talk all of that shit, but you see, she locked her man down. And Jay-Z ain't the type. Jay-Z ain't the type to be henpecked or nothing like that. So, like I don't.
With our venue or stage presence.
We're about to look. We're about to get into that because I was about to. I was about to ask.
Beyonce, it looks like majestically as a stage presence, because nowhere around it, her music and her singing and her beautifulness on stage, I'm just like, wow, I'm looking at like an angel. So I'm not talking about that, my lady in the call.
Huh?
Okay.
So what other what artists you agree that Beyonce is a big stage artist, right?
I'm talking about her characterism. I'm talking about the fact that she married a drug dealer rather than a man who has like an honest living.
So what?
Yeah, it's a bad precedent though, because like she said independent, and then she married a drug dealer after that song, and it gives a bad precedent. So like, I need to be a drug dealer to get a woman like Beyonce.
Was he a drug dealer when he started making records?
He was definitely a drug dealer, arguably a murderer, but he has no evidence of that. But he was definitely a drug dealer.
Okay, he sold drugs. So what?
And he never apologized to his community. He never once paid any type of reparation to his community for selling poison to the community.
Listen, man. People sell drugs because people buy drugs because they want to get high. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a personal judgment. But I guess maybe because I've known so many drug dealers and drug addicts or whatever, it's a personal thing. That's just black youth out trying to get money. I mean, but
okay, so he's rich. He has not once actually apologized to the people, and he has not once sent a penny.
He doesn't owe anybody. He doesn't owe the people.
The past will be with you though. But it's like you're a drug dealer and you effed up my community. It's like just because you could shell out money to me because you're freaking finally rich off of people's back doesn't mean I care about you. It's like, actually, like, you see this little thing I have in my pocket? This is for you because you don't actually care.
So did he make him buy it?
So that's how it should be.
Did he make anybody buy drugs?
But he was. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I'm telling you, that's not the way. That's not the way it works. Nobody forces anybody to take drugs.
You're right. You're right. But that's the way it works.
All right, let me ask you this. So if I'm a mayor of a city and I raise the property taxes on the people in my city, and it works well for the city because the city makes money, but it's taking money out of the pockets of innocent citizens that are just living in a place. And do I owe them an apology?
You don't have to owe them an apology because you did what you did. But me, as the people who taking advantage of it, was like, I could only afford this, and it was like it makes it sound like, and it was like I have to find that mayor because it's like personally affecting me, and I have to do one for the whole planet. Better off without you. So no, I mean not you personally, but like in a hypothetical situation, I have to bear arms, baby.
Listen,
and I'll find you the moment you walk out, and it's like, oh yeah. It's like it is what it is.
So politicians,
but at least people will not be affected by your evil reign.
Let me make sure I understand. So politicians who sponge and suck the financial blood out of communities don't owe an apology because nobody has done anything to them. But you mean a drug dealer who sold drugs only to people who wanted drugs to get high? He's the villain?
Yes, they're both villains.
Okay, so
because you know how much detriment that selling smack to the community does, especially the black community.
He didn't sell smack.
It's actually like
crack. He didn't sell smack. He smoked crack. He sold crack. But yeah, I definitely know the damage that it does to communities. But the problem is the community wanted it for themselves. Nobody forced anybody to try cocaine.
This is true.
It's a victimless crime.
No, this is true, but he got his success talking about how he sold drugs to the community. So he's evil. Because he was like, I have a hint of saying like, I feel bad about what I did. No, he said like, yeah, F these people in my community. I'm going to sell them smack that, you know what I mean? And destroy my own community to become strong. He literally says that in his music. So like, yeah. So Beyonce just pick a gross ass man. So when people say like Beyonce, I'm just like, nah, she married to an evil person. So no, basically, in order to get a babe like Beyonce, I have to sell crack to my community.
You could just get another girl. It don't have to be Beyonce.
Well, that's true. But you see, the thing is, she's bringing a bad president, talking about like, oh, I'm this and that, and like independent. So Beyonce is actually one of the biggest founder of the disparity between black men and black women getting in love, because she said like, I don't like you, blah blah blah, and she married a drug dealer who has money. So she's a hussy.
Okay, so who do you know? Who do you know that she turned down? Who do you know that wanted to date her and couldn't date her?
Well, I could actually look it up, though. But that's,
I'm saying it. But if you have to, if you have to look it up and you don't know the answer right away, how can you say that that's what she did?
Oh, because I don't follow Beyonce that much, so I don't care about her past history. She could bang a 1,000 dudes. I wouldn't know, but I could look it up if you want me to.
Then why are you putting her down here if you don't know that much about her? Well, what are we doing?
No, because her president is like, be independent and marry a drug dealer is the reason why good men can't even get a chance with beautiful black women.
No, it's not.
It literally is.
Yo, no, it's not. I'm trying to tell you, that's sucker thinking. You can get in.
Well, no, it's not. It's not. Let's look at a person like Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston had everything going on, and she fairly chose unwisely, but there was in love, and she was there sticking around.
So you say
he wasn't a drug dealer or anything.
You don't think Beyonce loves him?
He is a drug dealer, though. We know this.
But did she love him though?
Yeah, Whitney Houston is a big.
No, I'm not talking about Whitney Houston. I'm not talking about his. I'm not talking about Whitney Houston.
Financial gain.
You don't wait. You don't think that Beyonce loved Jay-Z?
No.
But she married him, had 2 kids by him, and she didn't need his money. She had as much money as he did. What did she?
Financial gain.
Gain what? He's worth $1 billion. She's worth $500 million. But she don't. Come on, man.
Yeah, you just explained financial gain.
Neither one of them went anywhere close to $1 billion when they met each other. Nowhere close to it.
Yeah. But Jay-Z is successful at lying to the community, and he's good at making music.
Jay-Z made his fortune.
So
Jay-Z
it
made
only
his,
makes sense that Beyonce
wait,
did that singing with.
Jay-Z made his fortune through music, not through drugs. That's
No,
not
actually,
where he made his fortune.
through drugs and subjugating people. Then he became famous because to
Jay-Z
be like
is
a real rapper, you have to subjugate people.
Jay-Z is only famous for making music and not drug music either. He made shake your ass songs and party records and other songs like that. That's the kind of music he made. So you can't blame. You can't credit drugs for his success.
Drugs, to the community.
Okay,
that's how he gets enough money to actually become a rapper.
You don't need money to become a rapper. He was rapping when he was true. No, you don't.
Well, okay, so Jay-Z is a good rapper though. You could tell who's a good rapper if they're a drug dealer. The best rappers are drug dealers.
All right, this is criminal. This is what we gotta do. We gotta get back on topic because this is crazy.
Okay.
All right, so do you have any artists that you know of that are big stage artists or small stage artists?
Common.
Common is what? A big stage or a small stage artist?
He's in movies.
So what?
So Common the rapper? Yeah, so the last movie I seen him was in Silo.
You're not answering the question. You're not answering the question.
He may not understand the question. When we say a big stage,
I don't understand the question.
Okay, so when we talk about the big stage, we're not talking about how many records you sold or how many people know you or how famous you are. We're talking about whether your performance would be better suited for a big concert, concert venue, or for a smaller venue where it was more intimate. Sort of. So what do you think Common would be better in a big venue with 20 or 30,000 people, or would he be better in a smaller venue with maybe 500 to a few thousand people?
Maybe I think Common would be good at like a venue of like maybe like foot to foot seat, like comfortably, like maybe 5 to I would say like I don't know. I'd say like at least 5,000 people. Because people go in there because they love enjoying music.
Okay, so you think he's better for a smaller stage? I think so. Because Common
music is lyrical. Like something that you just have to understand.
Yeah, because he's more lyrical. Anybody else?
I would have to say, well, no, not anyone else I know though, because I don't really listen to music that much anymore.
Okay.
What? Wait a minute. What do you mean? What?
Yeah, I listen to old school music, old school R&B, old school rap, and I also do get into like classical music. So yeah.
Okay, well, yeah,
it could be any of those people. Anyone. I thought you meant you didn't listen to music. Period. I was going to say you don't belong on this call, but since you're saying old school stuff, then yes. So you can any of those people that you would see that you would think do better on a big stage in a big arena performing in front of a large crowd, or anyone in a smaller venue in a smaller crowd. Because we've talked about some of those people. When you started off earlier, well, I'm not sure who our son said, but I came in and said like Parliament, Donny Hathaway. No, I didn't do Donny. I did Layla. But we talked about some of the older artists too. So who would you think would be better on a bigger stage, a larger arena, or who would be better on a smaller one?
Then who?
Who?
Yeah, who do you think that will make more success?
Who do you think?
Rather than Beyonce?
No, we're not talking about Beyonce. We're talking about who do you think would do well on a bigger stage? Since you say you listen to older music, who from that genre do you think would do better on a bigger stage, and who would do better on a smaller stage?
Okay. Okay. So, to be fair, I would prefer, rest in peace to them, but I prefer to listen to Prince over Michael Jackson.
Okay.
And I would resurrect them. Like, if I resurrect someone,
all right, hold on. You don't have to compare them. We just want to know whether they better on a big stage or a small stage.
Okay, so I will.
That's all we're talking about.
I will bring Prince on the stage and put Michael Jackson in a smaller venue.
Michael Jackson in a small venue?
What?
Yeah, sorry. Well, have you ever heard Prince sing?
But Prince is more lyrical than Michael Jackson, and he don't need all that room to be dancing. Michael Jackson.
So you put Michael Jackson on the big stage and Prince on the small stage, but I don't agree with you because Michael Jackson is the truth, but Prince, in my opinion, is clearly way better.
Okay, so, but we're not talking about who's better as an artist. We're talking about how their performance is going to come off. I think both of them are good for the big stage. Absolutely. Yeah. But I don't think that Michael Jackson would be good in a small venue. How much would the tickets have cost?
Like a sardines and
how much would the tickets have costed? You know what I mean?
So like, it's like freaking $20,000. Like money in my bank.
Yeah. Plus Michael Jackson, he want to be jumping around. He's literally doing moonwalking and shit.
Like,
yeah. Plus he's going to have, when he does Thriller, it's not going to just be him on stage. You're going to have 15, 20 motherfuckers. Yeah. Shit, he going to be like MC Hammer in a small room.
That's a big stage person. MC Hammer, you just hit it. MC Hammer needs a big stage because he's coming with everybody from the West Coast.
Yeah, MC Hammer fills up a stadium quick. He fills up a room quick.
And he needs all the space to do everything.
I was born in '86, so I was a kid. I'm just like MC Hammer. I was dancing or just like trying to mimic his dance. I was just like, hey, yo, that's pretty cool.
Who?
MC Hammer?
Oh, yeah, MC Hammer. I mean, I never liked him.
Yeah, when I seen him, I was like,
I had to respect him. He was definitely big stage. He was absolutely big stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've seen plenty of artists that were really small stage artists but they got on big stage, like EPMD. They're not a big stage group. They belong in a smaller room. But because they sold enough records and they were well known enough, they got thrusted onto the big stage. But that wasn't a good place for them. Just.
Well, this is a disparity though, because if you're not flashy and you don't get on camera, you cannot get like mobile success. Like people who are just like, because there's like people like. So I'm not gonna judge anyone. So like example of like Ice Cube, he made movies and he actually makes some good music since like good stage, but like underground rappers never get recognition. So it depends how much you put up.
But no, that's not true.
Ice Cube has personally changed his life. He's still the same way he is, but he's actually like said like, and he doesn't give away too much information, unlike Jay-Z. So that's my griefest.
Well, a lot of underground artists have a huge following, even though they may not sell a bunch of records. Like somebody, I mean, they may not headline their shows or whatever, but they can get on. Like you take like a Lupe Fiasco. People coming out to see.
He's good. He's really good.
Yeah, but people are going to come out and see Lupe. He may not headline the venue, but people are going to come out and see him. You know what I mean? And you could argue that he's not an underground artist, but he has underground artist energy because he's so lyrical. He belongs in a small room, but people going to come out and see him. You know what I mean? Like
he should be definitely be.
Hello? Damn, they both got dropped off. Hold on. That's not their fault. That's the app. The app just dropped off my shit. Hold on. I'm gonna get them back. I'm gonna get them back. Yo, Dillard B. Commons, man. Appreciate that super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. I'm gonna read his comment too. From a comedy perspective, some acts aren't meant to be in big venues, even if quality wise they can. Intimate theaters and rooms are ideal for some. You ain't never done lied. When I was a comedian, I wasn't a big stage comedian. You know what I mean? And I don't like comedy on the big stage. But the reason I don't like comedy on the big stage is because they don't tell jokes. They just tell long stories, with jokes in them. But they don't, I like the small room when them comics are punching away because they hungry and their whole career is hinging on those small room performances. They out there hungry, trying to make, they battling. They like battle comedians. So yeah, I never liked performing on a big stage. I'm like, you need to hear my shit. You know what I'm saying? I was an in your face comedian. Like, yo, yeah. So right, and then what happened was, yeah, that was me. That was me. All right. So let me get my people back. I'm make a call. Gotta make a couple calls. I gotta make a couple calls. Hold on. All right, this right here.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption.
No
the app zapped. The app zapped.
Yeah, because I tried to call back and it was being weird. So
yeah. So I think we good. Caller from the 305, please give me a call back. Please give me a call back. But yeah, that was interesting. Trying to reel them in or whatever. I guess we good to go. But yeah, man. When we talk about big stage artists, small stage artists, I want to say that if there's any confusion about what we're talking about, like we're talking about the big stage doesn't have anything to do with how many records you sold or how many people around the world know you because of your fame or whatever, or how much money you had. When we say the big stage, we're talking about the physical big stage. We're talking, hold on a second.
You have a call from
The Legends.
All right. We're here. We're back. But yeah, I was explaining. Hold on a second. I was explaining to the audience about what we mean by big stage and small stage. Yeah, we're talking about the big stage. We're talking about like concert arenas. Where basketball games may be played, hockey games, things like that, or football games. If you are an artist that commands a stage that big and you can sell that many tickets. There are some artists.
He would be big.
Ooh, Patti LaBelle, yes, definitely. I'll be like, definitely is like, ooh, I tell all my friends I'm going here and like, yo, we need to come to like a majestic large force because, ooh.
To me, she's a hybrid.
So I need someone to help me up and like not to pass up because her music is that mesmerizing.
To me, she's a hybrid. I think she could do either. And but the thing is, you might need some earplugs in a small venue.
Yeah, that's why she needs to just because the way she's going to yell, you need and I don't mean in a negative way, you need a bigger space for that. Definitely can be in a small venue and be in the front. You're going to go home deaf. So.
Yeah.
So all right. In the year for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking about, that big stage energy that we were still trying to define before Legends called in. So I'm thinking like when I think about some artists that had big stage energy, I think about cats like Billy Joel, like Barry Manilow. You know what I mean?
Yep.
There are certain singers like a fucking Celine Dion. Big stage energy. I don't even know why, but she gonna sell the records, and I guess it's her voice and something about her energy that says, yeah, we can tolerate her on a big stage, dancing or no dancing. You know what I mean?
Adele.
Is Adele a big stage artist?
So we could judge it because Seal, yes, because when I heard Scene and Celine Dion, I fucking literally had goosebumps and I was just literally like shaking and just like, holy shit, I can feel it in my spine. This is what people need to be big stage, so we could like define what a big stage actually means.
That's it. He just said it. That's it. That energy gives you goosebumps. That Whitney Houston, you asked
Whitney
about
Houston,
Whitney
goosebumps, I'm
Houston.
just like, every time I hear it, like, oh my goodness. It's like,
Goosebumps.
try not to get
That's
goosebumps. It's like, woo, it's like goosebumps activated.
Hold on, goddamn. So wait a minute, we gonna make up another category, goosebumps artists?
Yeah, goosebumps artists.
No, what you're saying, because you asked, you say they don't dance, they're not high energy like that. So what is it that gives them that? And I think it's because some of them do cause you to have goosebumps. Like when Whitney hits certain notes, you're either going to get goosebumps or you're going to tear up. It hits you in a way, it impacts you. It makes you feel deep. It makes you think about the things that are the most precious to you, the most intimate, the things that really count
deep in your soul. Deep in your soul.
Yeah.
And you get goosebumps. Yeah, when she sings, it's like, oh, what did she just say? And the way she delivered it and she sings, it was like, oh, that actually, I feel like a hard body man like me. I'm just like, oh, I get goosebumps. It's just like, holy shit. I'm like shaking because like I can feel my hair just like raising with the goosebumps. I'm just like, whoa, Whitney Houston. Yeah.
So that's the thing you asked about. That's what Whitney calls us. That's what Selena calls us. That's what Adele calls us. That's what Jill calls us. That's what Ledisi calls. Those are things.
Okay, I mean, I think that there may be some validity to it, but there may be some artists that give you goosebumps, but still don't have big stage energy.
Yeah, there might be.
This should be true. This should be true.
Yeah, so because I'm thinking like a Stephanie Mills. The Stephanie Mills, she gives me goosebumps, but I think that she's more of a hybrid. I think she could do both. You know what I mean? She could do both, but I would probably love to see her in a small room. Okay, I'll tell you a goosebump artist, especially her earlier work, not maybe not her later work, but let's say a Denise Williams. I don't think I want to see Denise Williams on.
My goodness, yes.
Goosebumps all day. She gonna kill you. Sonically, vocally, she gonna kill you.
Get any shine though.
But she don't belong on no big stage. She don't belong on no big stage.
Is another one too. Angela Winbush is another one too.
So Keisha Cole, when it's like
Angela Winbush. Keisha Cole is always on big. Hold on. Keisha Cole is always on a big stage. She never needs to be on one though. She's a small stage artist, but she's always on a big stage, and that's a problem because she don't do well on a big stage. She don't have enough voice.
Let's define big stage. Let's define big stage. How many seats?
20,000 or more.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Actually, I would say big stage is I would say 10,000 or more. Really, 10,000
or more.
Yeah, 10,000 or more. So it's 10,000 to up to 100,000, probably. You know,
that's a little bit of a number dispersion.
So if you think about Keisha Cole does not belong on the big stage. I agree. That's my opinion.
No,
I agree also too, but her music is good.
I would prefer to see Kiki Wyatt on the big stage. I would prefer to hear Kiki Wyatt on the big stage before Keisha Cole, because Kiki has range that can fill up an arena, and Keisha does not. I'm not taking away from her talent. I think she's good at what she does, and I like some of her music. But Kiki has range. She has soul.
Yeah, I can't put Kiki Wyatt on a big stage because I don't know what she does. I watched that whole first season of R&B Divas, and I still don't know what Kiki Wyatt does. You understand what I mean? I'm saying in comparison
to Keisha Cole.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Herself, you know.
Keisha Cole, she need to drink more tea or whatever. She need to have a soundproof booth on stage. That's what we need. That's what she needs. Like, yeah, I mean, don't let the voice get out. The air fucks up her shit. She can't sing. She can't fucking sing. That's the problem. So I love you, Keisha. I love your material, but you can't fucking sing. By all accounts, I don't know nobody who ever went to a Keisha Cole show and said, "Yo, she tore it up." They were like, "No, she tore it apart." She didn't tear it up. She tore it apart. She ruined everything.
when you're there, it's just like, oh wow, I just got catfish. It's like you use auto-tune the whole time. Woof me, I get fucking played.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I still say that Mary J. Blige is a big stage artist.
I love me Mary J. Blige, bro. She was like one of my favorite songs is like Dancery, like like.
Yeah, now a lot of people
don't get me started.
No, I mean she definitely has the catalog, but that's not what makes you a big stage artist or not. She has big stage artist presence or big stage energy because first of all
her voice is majestic. She's beautiful as hell, and also too she could actually dance. So
them dances she do, them drunk dances are fucking hilarious. So she has a comedic feel to her. She don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And you can clearly see that. She works the crowd. There you go. But working the crowd is big, is really small stage energy. But if you can do it, if you can pull it off,
brings it to the big stage.
Exactly. She turns the big stage into a small stage. And that's pretty. That takes a.
You want to dance because Mary J. Blige is like, hey, yo, what? Like, let's go. And then like you have to get a bigger stage because people are gonna try and pack into the building like a sardines and they get stuffed and like, okay, I can pull the door. But you need a big stage because people want to dance. So when people cause Mary J. Blige is just built different than most female artists. Definitely way better than Beyonce, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She's like that. Usher's like that. Usher, he's a big stage too.
Absolutely.
Because he has all the charisma. He has all the energy. And he knows how to work a crowd even in a big space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the women will be like, oh my God, he can sing. I'm just like, well, he could sing. Huh. Interesting. Let me go listen to see if I can serenade my girlfriend listening to him and mimic him.
Funny though, like most of those types of artists are big stage artists. The Ushers, the Chris Browns, the Neos, the
Tyrese. Tyrese was like hitting it hard back in the day.
Is Tyrese a big stage artist?
Yeah, because he's making movies now though, but he would be big stage, but he just like start acting.
I think I'd rather see Tyrese on a smaller venue. Plus,
I think he realized he might be small venue energy, so he started acting.
Is Joe? What about Joe? Is he a big? Nobody wants to see him on no big stage. He gotta be on a small stage. He gotta be.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. You have to be realistic and like what people like or not. So realize you have like, ooh, I have a venue and no one really showed up. Was it like these 20,000 people? It's like, this venue was for like 100,000 people.
The people are going to come, but are you going to? Is it going to fit? Are you going to be able to fit your voice and your performance to their specifications? You know what I mean? Like you're going to sell the tickets, but will you be able to sell the tickets again? Like, okay, if you on stage for one night in a city, let's say you performing in Houston, and you're performing at a big arena, let's say where the Texans play or something like that. Do you have the big stage energy enough to have a person come and see you one night and turn around and come see you again the next night? Like, let's say you there 3 nights, you there for a three night stay. See, I remember Michael Jackson and the Jacksons being able to do that. Like, yo, I went to go see him last night. I'm going to go see him again. You know what I'm saying? I saw certain rock groups come. I'm going to go see them again. We used to have this arena in Philly called JFK Arena, whatever. And we didn't even play sports there. It was mainly, that's mainly it was set up for concerts and stuff like that. I guess it was some sports, but it wasn't where the any of our major sports teams played. But they had concerts there, and yeah, I would hear people come from certain concerts and be like, "Yo, I'm going to go see them again." Bruce Springsteen came. I'm going to go see him again. I don't give a fuck how much money it cost. Yo, it was that live, and I'm going to take somebody else with me that didn't see it the night before because they got to see this shit. That's when you know you got that big stage energy.
Okay, so the big energy is just like you download and you watch. It's like I went there this day, and like it's like, oh, everything I have to do is like boring to me. I have to go back again.
Yeah, because small venues don't normally, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know small venues to have multiple dates for singing artists at that place. Because if you're gonna have multiple dates in a smaller venue, then why not just get a bigger venue and let everybody?
Yeah,
I think it might have to be with people who could not get into the venue. So like, hey, I'm still here and I have my ticket. It's like, I don't mind a second show, and maybe that might be the issue.
Well, no. If you bought a ticket, you getting in because that's the capacity. But like I'm saying, like when they book you for multiple dates in a city or town or wherever, it's because you're in that much demand. So if you're in that much demand at a smaller venue, that means that you could just, have everybody at a bigger venue.
So maybe they're saying like, I have a ticket. It's like, I don't mean anything wrong with you, but I could shell out money so I could see you in another show because I really want to see you and then be in the crowd with people. I'm sorry I didn't make the first wave because it's just too packed.
I don't know. I think you're talking about something different. But
no, I'm talking about venues though, because a venue, like the first day venue, you could get more money after a second day venue when people want to see you. The actual, some of the fans, without being like, it's too crowded in here.
Well, with major artists, they may book multiple dates in a city, but sometimes they'll feel out the demand of it and have an option in the contract to add on even more shows. So they may because like let's say you were booked in Phoenix, Arizona for 2 nights, but it was going so well that y'all could fill up that stadium again for a third night. Sometimes it's written in the contract that they leave that venue open to be able to add on another show.
And people will pay more money than the first night. Well, not the first night. First night, people pay more money, but they'll pay money to go see you because it's like that. I was overbooked, but I have like a second seat row. It's like I might not be like the last show that you have in the nosebleed section in the stadium, but I still showed up. I don't have that much money, but I love.
Well, a lot of times the added on show is cheaper than the first than the original ones. Because it's like, well, this is kind of like a bonus. You know what I mean? Like, like this is just extra money. We made the money we were supposed to make in the first 2 nights. So we just giving
lasagna. Lasagna is delicious, but when you leave it overnight and reheat it, it tastes more delicious.
I thought people only said that about spaghetti.
No, the same with pasta. Any pasta dish.
Okay. All right, cool.
So you speak my language. I'm glad. Sorry, madam. I'll let you speak. Be quiet.
No, you good.
You right.
You good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But actually, I'm going to drop off.
You going to drop off?
So Troy can get in. Yeah, I'm going to drop off so Troy can get in. All
right, cool. That's what's up.
All right. It was nice.
Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right. So I want to welcome.
Delightful.
Yeah, Kim is good people. It's always good. I want to give a shout out to some people in the chat. Juice Clary, thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. And Dillard B. Commons, appreciate you. My man Troy Diesel is in the house. Right here.
A call from
Troy.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. Rod, all of y'all. Buana, I ain't see you. Man. What up? What up, my dude? Thanks for coming through, y'all. So before I give you a chance to speak, Troy, I wanna go over the poll question because some people were saying that they didn't understand what I was talking about. Okay, so do you the poll question says, do you think that it matters if an artist performs on a big stage or a smaller venue? So what I'm saying is, okay, so some artists do better on a big stage because they have that big stage energy. You know, like they might have like a real big energetic show where they have dancers, a big band, you know what I mean? Some other shit. Like they really putting on a big performance that wouldn't fit inside a small venue. You like they play big stage type of shit. And then there's some artists that even though they sell millions of records, they may be better inside of a smaller venue because you really need to hear their lyrical content. They may be really cerebral. They might do some shit with their music that just is on some old mesmerizing, hypnotic type shit. You know what I mean? You know, so basically that's what we're talking about. So for out of 30 votes, 33% says yes because of sound and demand. Okay. And 47%, which is the largest percentage, says no, as long as they perform well. Interesting. 13% says some artists suck in person. I've seen, yeah, I know some. And 7% says big open stadium shows suck. All right. So it is what it is. So right now leading the poll is no, as long as they perform well. No, as long as they perform well. I think it makes a difference. And this is where management and production definitely comes into question or the conversation, because you have to know, like, as a manager of a group or an artist, you should know where the best fit for them is. You should know how to put your artist in position to whereas they're going to grow their audience. They're going to grow their following. They're going to grow their revenue. And it's going to last. You want to make sure when I think about some of the artists that were probably, had they not done what they did, if they were still here, you have to really wonder where their star power would be these days. Like I think about like artists like Amy Winehouse. Like
Amy Winehouse is like, it's so unfortunate that she passed because her voice was literally like, oh shit, she's about to fucking hit the note. I have to cover my ears so that my eardrums don't pop. Because I was just like, damn,
her voice,
but it's worth it if my eardrums pop.
Her voice was really good, but her fucking energy, it was off the chain. It was off the chain, and it was really small room energy. Now I can imagine. I could imagine her on a big stage, but in a small stage, it would be like she would probably make like 1,000 friends. Like, yeah, I made 1,000 homies tonight. We exchanged numbers. You know what I mean? Amy Winehouse had that kind of energy. People could just feel, they wanted to be a part of what she was doing. And that's what the small stage gives you. It gives you that, like, I really feel like I went to go see my friend perform. Like, they were singing to me. They were singing to me.
Like at a bar, and people just like gravitate there over time because they just fucking always book you to, and then they sing, and you actually use a microphone rather than like auto-tune. And then the bar is packed. It's like, we can't fucking fit everyone in this bar. It's like, then you have a bodyguard outside. Yeah, Amy Winehouse is just like, damn, I need to get a bigger fucking adventure or a bigger place when I start singing, because that is real big energy room singer.
What up, Troy?
Hello, everybody.
Triz, what the deal?
I would have called in earlier, but
I know what you was doing. I know what you was doing. I was doing.
No, I got a health issue going on, so
Oh, okay. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
my bad.
So I thought I'd just, but the whole situation is that I don't look at small venues. I look at small venues as like being very intimate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when that it draws you in more, and you can get that. I mean, both venues you can get a goosebump feeling, but that small venue is real. Like even though Sade can do a big venue, she would be better in a small venue because that intimacy and her music and her voice is so darn smoky, and it just draws you in that you're there with her. You feel like you're there with her. And that whole room can be packed, but she's there for you and she's singing to you in that small venue. Same thing with Anita Baker. Anita Baker is the same way. She can do a big venue, but a small venue, 5,000, up to 10,000 people, you know, that's a pretty good crowd for Anita Baker.
I think you're talking about I think you're talking about like there's multiple people around, but you feel like you're so close that just like, and there's like a small venue that they're personally talking to you and just like, what? Personally, it's like deeply into your soul.
Right. And that's the whole thing about it. I think that there's an intimacy when you don't, like, you remember something like we had Zanzibar Blue in the 5 spot. The 5 spot pretty much is the mother of Neo Soul. And so, you know, the Neos, you know, and these spots is where NDRE, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, you know, all Music Soul Child, all these singers came up in the 5 spot, and it was intimate. Zanzibar Blue is where you would see Will Downing and you would see what's her name, Rochelle Farrell together performing. It was more intimate. But when Zanzibar Blue took it from 12th Street between Pine and Spruce and moved it to Broad Street, it became commercialized and it took away from the ambiance. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about
the ambiance. Yes, the ambiance is just like there's the people around, but when they start singing, it's just like outside you're just like there's no one around me, and then you just like literally get stunned and just like
you're just there. You listen to it's like when you're there with them. And that ambiance and that intimacy is real cozy and it's close to you, and you feel the music a little bit better. When you got 20,000, 50,000 people around you, you can feel the energy, but you can't feel the music because there's so many people around you, and it's not like it's not there gripping you as much.
You are right though. So basically, people's energy around you is just like oh, who's around me? Instead of like listening to music, like if you have like a decent amount of space, you could just stand there and just like. And just get serenaded and just like there's no one around me, but people bumping into you and stuff like that. Like when we get packed in a sandwich, it's like you can't understand like what they're saying because they're like, oh, it's like what the hell?
Yeah, and that's the whole thing about it. Like, you know, big in it, like both of y'all said, Michael Jackson and Prince is perfect for a big stage. But one thing about Michael Jackson and Prince is that Prince can do a small venue.
Easily.
Michael Jackson couldn't do a small venue.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because Prince has done a small venue, because Prince has done somewhat like a unplug. You understand what I'm saying? Michael Jackson couldn't do an unplug because Michael Jackson needs movement. Michael Jackson needs to move and dance. Prince can dance himself.
I would take it a step further.
To be fair, I think Prince and Michael Jackson are equally freaking good at what they do, but I prefer Prince a little bit more.
No, I understand that, but to add on to it, Michael Jackson came from the big stage. He didn't start off in the small. You know what I mean? He was big stage when he was
started off on the small stage.
Yes, he did. You said it exactly right. Prince started from the small stage. He started filling up the small stage, but Michael Jackson was, you know what I mean, him and his brothers, Jackson 5, they was big stage day one, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. I love Janet Jackson and also Peter Jackson. I love them all, though. I wish their life was better so they could keep being in the big stage, but
like when you talk about old school, let's go to the old school music you was talking about. You named Legend.
Oh no, hold on. I was born in '86. So, I mean,
you still old school. You don't sit up here trying to make it look like you young school. No, you old school. You know, so let's go back. If you go back, Earth, Wind, and Fire, big fan, big stage, beautiful. You cannot put them on a small stage. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Parliament Funkadelic, like Kim said. You got to go with who else? The Commodores, big stage.
Ooh, the Commodores, yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you really want to go deeper than that, the Whispers, small stage. You can't put them on.
I heard them before. I was just like, why is there not like?
You can't put them on a big stage because their music is not for big stage energy. It's for a small venue energy. Like in Philly, we got the Robin Hood Dell. Beautiful venue for the Whispers. Every summer still out.
Let me ask you a question. Is it because of like the energy of the room? Because it's like there's like when they say like a person play like an organ, if you're like you have to lay an echo and play it properly. So like when you do jazz, it has to be in like a perfect balance. So with the echo, and this doesn't like self echo, but it also too is like the voice could be heard from all walls.
Well, no, it's more the energy of the room that I'm talking about is the energy that the music gives off. The energy that the music itself gives off.
Yeah.
And then with the energy that the music gives off, you getting that vibe and that energy within your spirit and within your soul. So when you listen to that song, you feel it more. It's like you just listening to it for the first time when you hear it in front of you. You understand?
When you listen to it and you hear it like hit your body and it's like woo, like the wave win, and then you just hit the body and it's like no, I have to dance. It's like where my body dancing?
I have to dance.
Undeniable,
or I get emotional
if you don't like to dance.
Hold on a second.
Either you dance, you get emotional from it, or you get the goosebumps, like you said. You understand what I'm saying?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Caller with the last number is 29.
Right?
Call it 2957. I gotta drop you off the line because we got some people that want to call in. We can only have two at the same time. So I want to thank you for calling in. I appreciate your commentary and your insight. And please don't hesitate to call in again. But I gotta drop you off. Brother. All right, man. You have a good one.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely good conversation.
Did I get you? Because I'm still here.
Wait, hold on. All right. All right, Dillard. Dillard, you can call in now if you so choose. What up?
Yo.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a good. I mean, you drew him in the right way you did, and you know, he had an understanding of where you was coming from at the end.
He was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so even though I don't consider any of these concepts to be like difficult, but you know, the way I describe them or whatever, it can throw some people off. So he's good money. He good money. He's called in before. He's a good dude. But yeah, I mean,
you know who remind me of? He remind me of Gavin.
he doesn't remind me of Gavin in that.
I'm talking about.
I know what you mean. I know where we from. Yeah. No, I know exactly where you coming from. But yeah. I mean, at least he gonna let you speak.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the thing about it is that I mean, I wish I had called in a little bit earlier, but at the end of the day, I like the discussion. I like the big venue situation, like Keith Sweat, early Keith Sweat, big venue. You know what I mean? Big venue, but
good transition. You know, yeah.
The early Keith Sweat, big venue. We already know Luther, big venue. He can't do anything but a big venue.
I mean, I disagree with that. You know what I mean?
No. You're right. He's a hybrid too, like you said.
Yeah.
He's a hybrid. Well, Belleville DeVoe, big venue.
I'm going to say that, yeah.
Because, the best thing, the worst thing, the thing about about New Edition is that they never really utilized the fact that you had Johnny Gill as a solo artist, Ralph Tresvant, Bobby Brown, and then Belleville DeVoe. They really never really utilized that to their advantage, I think. I don't think they put this show together to utilize that to their advantage.
Mm.
You know, I think they did it. They did as they got older. They did, but in the midst of their prime, I don't think they did it because it was too much arguing and fighting between them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas though had they didn't have that infighting, it would have been perfect. You know, because you got so many acts in one group. You know, but New Edition back in the day, you know, you had back in the day, like in the 60s and 70s, it was always you had the Four Tops and the Temptations doing big venues together.
Yeah. But they were, you know, they were big. I think they were hybrids too, though.
Yeah, they can do big venues and small venues too.
You know what I mean? They still needed enough stage because you know there were multiple people.
Gotta do these dance moves. Gotta do them.
Gotta do them. You know what I mean?
If you ain't doing the dance move, we don't even want to see them singing.
Right? So you know
we don't want to see no We don't want to see no Acapulco. We don't want to see no Acapulco.
Right. We don't want to see them go Acapulco. That's right.
We don't want to see Acapulco.
All right, hold on a second. All right.
You have a call from.
All right. Caller with the last number is 8426. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind tonight?
Man, loving the discourse, man. It's my first time joining in live. Man, we was getting into a discourse in the comments, man, about just because an artist can do a bigger venue, does that mean it can should? And that was separate because I joined in midway through the conversation, so I wasn't sure what the origin of it was. But I want to get your thoughts, man. What do you think about that?
Okay, so when we were talking about big stage artists versus, or you know, the artists for the big stage and artists for the smaller venue, it don't have nothing to do with how many records you sold or how famous you are or any of that. It's about how well you connect with your artist in a live concert. You know what I mean? So there's some artists that are made for the big stage because maybe they have dancers, maybe they have this energy that needs to be on a big stage so everybody can see them. And then you have other artists that may not have that big stage energy, but they may be cerebral artists, like the type that you got to listen to in your headphones. You know what I mean? They might have that hypnotic type of energy that you really feel like you knew the artist when you went out to see him. You know, so that's what's separate. But some artists can be big stage artists, and they can really rock the small stage too. So you know, like you think about somebody like Jill Scott. Jill Scott can kill the big stage, but she going absolutely tear down the small stage too. You know what I mean? Because you need to hear what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta hear what she's saying, because she dropping bars and lyrically she dropping bars.
Even with Jill Scott, when she does a small venue, it's like her voice is hugging you at a small venue.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
the thing is, Jill Scott always has a band. So, you know, but I think her band, well, I already know her band can do big stage or it can do small stage. But even with her band and the way that Jill performs, even in the smaller venue, she's going to need room in the smaller venue. So I ain't talking about no small venue like 50 to 100 people. It's going to have to still be like maybe a couple of thousands.
5 to 10. Right.
You might be able to, she might be able to do something like under 1,000, 500 seats. You know what I mean? That's still a big arena. You know what I'm saying?
That's still big. Yeah, that's the tower. Pretty much the tower.
There you go. You know, but the acoustics in the tower are going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, bro, let me call you. I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow, man.
All right, man. Be good.
I'm gonna call you.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so you understand what I'm talking about more. as far as the big stage and small stage in the small venue is concerned? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's kind of where our discourse was going, because I'm thinking, like, when you're talking about an artist that puts a lot of details in their craft, some of that can be experienced from the nosebleeds of a 20,000 seat arena.
There you go. Facts.
You can't capture that essence that far back. It has to be more intimate. So it's like their pageantry is designed to be engaged with. You know what I'm saying? And I've been at concerts, entertainments, acts, sporting events to where, man, you got the nosebleeds pretty much tuning out. They on their phone, you know, they talking, having conversations. It's like, you're not doing that in a smaller venue. You know, you're engaged with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's on the same page. We all on the same note because we're experiencing this together. And when you have artists that thrive in those sort of environments, it's like, man, you have to do that in an intimate way. It's not, they can do it bigger. Like, they can literally sell the tickets. Like there was a conversation you guys were having earlier. It said, hey, Lupe, he got underground energy. Well, what does that mean to have underground energy? Can he physically do a bigger stage? Sure.
Yeah.
But it's something about certain acts, man, that are designed to be experienced with full engagement and, you know, participation with the crowd. And I think that's kind of where I was headed with it.
Name some smaller energy, some smaller stage acts that be killing it.
Man, look, I did a comedy show recently, man. I'm here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
And man, there's Ari Spears, man. Ari Spears, he came through, man, and he physically could probably sell a lot of our bigger venues here in Louisville. I don't doubt that at all. But artists like him, I mean, even if you hear them speak about it, like I could sell that, but I prefer the smaller venues because what I do is designed to be felt. So he's getting everybody in the crowd doing crowd work. You know what I'm saying? He's engaging with the audience from the back to the front. He can't do that in a 18,000 feet arena. You're just talking at your audience. You're not engaging with them. And that's kind of, and I'm trying to think of some musical acts, man, that fit that description. None coming to mind.
Well, hold on, you can stay.
What I'm saying,
you can stay on, because I'm a stand-up comedian too, and I hate the big stage. I hate it because the national headline acts. You see what they do. You know what I mean? They already stamped. People are already coming to see them. They don't tell no fucking jokes. They ain't hungry. You know what I'm saying? They not hungry. But you go into the smaller venues for comedy, and the motherfuckers cracking you up because they hungry. You know what I mean? They hungry, and their whole future. They feel like their whole future is hinging on each performance. So they like battle rappers. They like battle comedians. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go in there and tear this shit. I'm just go ahead and tear this shit down. So Aries is definitely an artist who can be on the big stage, but you know, he there doing impressions and shit like that. You need to be up close to see that. You don't want to be seeing no impressions from fucking 30 yards away. You know what I'm saying? That, like, and again, that ain't it.
And again, it's not about whether you can sell it or not, because you know, some artists, I do believe, you know, if they wanted to go bigger, but it's about finding layman, because I think that had I experienced that same show in an arena, I don't think I would have been able to connect with it the same. And I likely wouldn't have bought another ticket, for one, because now you're dealing with parking, now you're dealing with traffic, now you're dealing with, I don't feel as engaged or connected to the performance. How likely am I, and I'm paying more because it's an arena, more than likely.
Yeah.
So how likely am I to go back? If you come back,
we was talking about that,
and again, like you said earlier, you were saying, like, do I want to go back and see the next night if you had a second
exactly
show?
Yeah, man, that's fact.
And so somebody said earlier, they was talking about, well, that's your job, your manager, to know where to fit you.
I said that.
The artists themselves. But it's like, if you can do arenas for 3 years, or you could do right below arena. You could do a theater for 10 years, and your people's going to continually show up. Sometimes you got to know when to do the 10-year theater run, as opposed to the 3-year arena run where people stop messing with you after the while because they don't want to deal with traffic, they don't want to deal with that, and your act really isn't designed to scale at that level. You know what I'm saying? So you have a lot of artists, and people assume, man, that just because you did the tour, that your tour made money. That's not always true either. Some of these
man, you already know
money.
Man, what? Shit, you better be getting paid well on tour because you got people you got to pay. You know what I mean? Tour buses cost money. Stage hands cost money. Production artists cost money. The camera people, everybody got to get paid. Everybody get paid. So cats running around here with an entourage and you ain't even blow up yet. Shit, you hustling backwards. But I saw an interesting comment in the comments by Juice Clary. He said, "What big venue artist cannot handle a small stage?" That's an interesting question. I think any big stage artist can handle a small stage, but will they be suited for the small stage? You know what I mean? Like imagine MC Hammer in a small room. We
have a proof of concept with the Tiny Desk concert. Not all of those go well.
They sure don't. They sure don't.
We have a proof of concept.
Yeah.
It's like we see these acts that perform well in a smaller environment. And some of them it's like, hey, you need to go bigger, and some of it's like, hey, cut it out. This isn't what you're designed to do.
Some artists can't perform. They just can't fucking. As much as people get mad at me when I say it, but it's the absolute truth. Rakim cannot perform. He's a terrible fucking performer. He's horrible. Jay-Z too. All he do is stand there and recite his rhymes. Like, motherfucker, I got the CD.
Yeah.
I got the CD.
There's no presence.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no presence there. It's like, what did I come for? Ye, man. Ye's a performer.
Ye is a performer. He's better. He's much better than.
I think that's a perfect example. You said Rakim and Jay-Z, where, man, I could have watched this on TV. I didn't experience anything.
Oh my God, they are terrible. And I'm like, at least Jay-Z bring a bunch of other acts because he understands. He knows his limitations, but he used to be better because he used to have Memphis Bleak as his hype man. Now, for some reason, he stopped having that. I'm like, motherfucker, you don't belong on the stage by yourself? You know what I mean? Shit, for what? You got this big ass stage that you won't even walk on. You standing there reciting rhymes and holding the microphone. The fuck you look like a mannequin. Play the CD. But anyway, so not all artists. Some artists are just studio artists. Rakim is a studio artist. I don't care what you say. Now you're going to like him and rock with him, but he can't. His voice doesn't even cover the DAT. He can't sing over the digital audio tape. He can't do it. He can't do it. That's whether he's at the LA Forum or whatever they call they stadium now, or at the Apollo. He can't do it. And I've seen him on the big stage, and I was like, this is bad. We were talking about Slick Rick before you came on too. Slick Rick is horrible. Fucking horrible.
No, man, don't tell me that.
Oh my God, he's so bad. me and Kim was joking around. She said, do you think he would be better on a big stage or a small stage? I said, he would be better on a Zoom call. You know what I mean? Don't even tell that motherfucker to come out. Don't tell him, no Tiny Desk. No, don't bring him out. You know what I mean? Call that motherfucker. Let the phone be his microphone. He'll probably do all right. Some artists just can't. That's not them. They don't get it. You know what I mean? They just don't get it, and that's okay. Right, buy the records, but don't go out and see them. It's not going to be worth it. And it's funny because KRS-One used to talk about artists like that all the time. He's like, a lot of y'all artists can't rock for 5 minutes, be up there all out of breath and shit, no breath control, because he was very detailed when it came to that. Now, KRS-One is good. I mean, let him tell it he's the best ever, and he's not. I've seen much better artists, but I understood exactly where he was coming from. At least he recognized what should be happening with his performance instead of just winging it night after night after night and letting it come to him. Yeah. So, okay, I see in the comments somebody's talking about, I love me some Kendrick Lamar. You know what? I would have said that Kendrick Lamar was a small room artist until the Super Bowl. But I still think he's better as a small artist. because lyrically, you need to hear what Kendrick is saying. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, he can make the big stage work, but you need to hear what he's saying. And if you notice at the Super Bowl, they pretty much made the big stage into a smaller stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, in another place, you're not going to be able to hear Kendrick the way you heard him at the Super Bowl. So I think he's more of a small room artist. And but what would you say about Drake? Big or small?
I think he's big.
Yeah, I think so.
He's a big stage artist. So, man, his songs have a lot of energy to him, man. Like, you think about his crossovers with 21 Savage, all this other stuff. But like you said with Kendrick, man, you said like how they made the stage smaller for him. For the Super Bowl, he was exposed to an audience that hadn't been exposed to him before in a lot of ways, especially on the conservative side. A lot of people, one of the biggest criticisms he received was, I don't know what this guy's saying. That it's not really designed for a stadium to hear that. If you're not already familiar with him, it's a hard listen. It is. And that's nothing to do with how talented he is or breath control or what he's saying. It's just that he comes in with a pre-built audience that he was performing for. Yeah. And he was trying to bring everybody into his world. And I think part of that is like what you said, man. Look, I'm making the stage smaller. But Drake, man, the top of his catalog, man, I think is designed for a bigger stage. Now, not everything. I think he can be very versatile in that regard. Yeah.
I don't hate Drake the way a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? I think he's okay. Yeah. I think he's okay. Yeah. I think he got some soft shit going on with him, but he's made some good records, but he's definitely a big stage artist. Now, like, you take somebody like Lil Wayne. I think Lil Wayne is really a small stage artist, but he always got his ass on a big stage. He sucks though. Now his records are good, but as a performing artist, he sucks. He need to be in a small room. He ain't got no voice. He ain't got no fucking voice. You know what I mean? Like, where's your voice? You done smoked your damn voice away.
how important is knowing the duration of your act? Because I think Lil Wayne in 5 songs could probably be an incredible, even at a big stage. If he just does his 5 high energy, maybe one R&B tip or whatever, or a crossover with Kelly Rowland, maybe that's cool. But sometimes if you're gonna give me 19 tracks live and not all of these is what I came to listen for, that's gonna be harder and harder to do. Knowing the duration, how important is that?
I think artists should probably treat their live performances like they would treat if they were doing a verses. Just do your hits, man. Just do your hits. You know what I mean? Now, you may have some songs that weren't released as singles that people know and they expect you to do. Because when artists have been out for a while, people have listened to their albums, so they may have some tracks that even though they weren't released as singles, they may be like cult classics or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Like if Biggie was still alive, everybody would know 10 Crack Commandments. It was never released as a single though. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if he did that at his shows, you know what I mean? That shit is it's gonna kill. You know? So yeah. But I would the safer route that I would take would do your 20 hits like you was doing a versus. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna win that way. So that's how I would arrange my set if that's what I was doing. Like, all right, I got these 20 hits, these 20 well-known songs ready to fire off, and if necessary, we can dig in the crates a little bit in case they need me to sprinkle some of this other stuff. You know what I mean? So the 20 hits for TV, my underground bangers for my loyal artists in the smaller venues. Or wherever.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. But listen, man, I gotta get on up out of here. We over about 21 minutes, but I appreciate you calling in. I saw you was calling, and I wanted to make sure that you got a chance to, speak your piece and got a little piece of this. I appreciate you. I appreciate you supporting the channel. I really do.
All love, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Likewise.
All right. Good shit. All right, y'all, we're going to do these birthday shout-outs. We have some birthday shout-outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious. Before I do this, y'all being stingy with y'all likes tonight, man. We got 13 likes. I know we can do better than that. Can we, before I close this show out, can I see 20 likes at least? You know what I'm saying? No wonder this channel can't get anywhere, man. People that ain't liking the show, but they liking the show. Hit me up, man. Give me show a little love. All right, we have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people are born on this glorious. June 6th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Sana Moore, happy birthday to you. And also my man Jim Bergmark and Candy Sneed. And also Misha and Lisa Lovely Jules, Nicole Mayo Corsi, Jacqueline Carson, Candy Delphin, Okonkwo, I'm sorry, and Winnie Burris, and also Keisha, my girl Kiosha. My cuz, Kiosha Chantel. And last but not least, my girl, Sheila Graves. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious. June 6th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, go hard, go for yours, and remember, big stage, small venue. You gotta let it get up in you. When you go out to see your artist, you're trying to see them grab the hammer and hit the hardest. You ain't trying to hear nobody being lackadaisical. They came out and they played for you. So you want to make sure that they was doing it the right way because it was a bunch of money you paid. And you ain't trying to waste your dough. So you want to make sure that they put on a hell of a show. And if they don't do that, you should get your money back. But you know, That ain't never gonna happen, my black. Everything is gonna be all right, but I'm trying to see a hell of a show. Yeah, it's show tonight. So I'ma make sure that I always put on and make sure that I'm dead till everyone is gone. Cause I'm not gonna ever stop rocking. So when I go see somebody else, I wanna see it popping. And it ain't stopping until the last note. I wanna hear all of them lyrics and for that shit you wrote. I come out to see a good show. And so you better act like you fucking know. My name is O. Yeah, that's my government, but I'm Son 752. You know where we went when it was time for us to break out. Yo, we was eating the Chinese. It was the takeout. Yeah, the music was like food, and I wasn't trying to step on nobody's shoes because that shit is rude. And I ain't trying to hear nobody trying to fight. I just came out to see a hell of a show tonight. So big stage, small stage, whatever, yo. If I pay my money, yo, we gonna go together. Oh, so what's the deal when I see and hear your shit is something I can feel? Like my girl Aretha Franklin, yo, she used to be beating that shit, yo, she was spanking the crowd because her voice was loud and that shit usually had me up, standing up black and proud. So what you know about that? What you know about rats? It don't really matter. The music is my rest, and it makes me feel like when I'm in the best type of frame of mind and feeling good, yo, I'm gonna do this shit. Let's make it understood. My name is Son 75, and I'm the man. I make sure that I'm always gonna strike up the band. I kick a couple of lyrics for y'all, yo. Go freestyle. Make sure I'm standing tall. Get out of my seat. Got a lot of people to meet. Gotta go to the store to get me some meat. Yeah, I'm talking about the beef, the lamb, the chicken. You understand? This is the chicken I'm sticking. Yeah, she gonna be up on the thing. She makes sure she treat me like a king. So I'm always gonna put up a show because I know what the time it is, the way it go. My flow is different from the rest of them. I'm gonna make sure I give out the test to them. Yo, whether you remember back in the days, you used to get the paper and you could smell the ink. It was like haze. That's when you were sniffing glue. Now you smoking all that weed. Look at you. Yeah, motherfuckers and suckers and yo Tommy Tuckers eating that jelly type like smuckers. I ain't jealous of nobody. I'm ready for the world. Gonna make sure I take over and all the girls gonna love me because I'm a real man. So 10 toes down on the floor is where I stand, stacking the money from the floor to the ceiling. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure when I perform and give a good feeling. So the same thing I give is the same thing I take is like the same thing. Wake and bake. I don't smoke nothing, drink nothing. Yeah, my shit is kind of boring, but I make sure that I keep you flooring. Whether you're laughing or chicken, tapping your feet, yo, we gonna do this shit that always can't compete. Yo, I'm out of here. That was my last lyric. Yo, I'm out of here. I'm glad y'all came around to hear it. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back today, which is tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. for the Urban Therapy with Son show. So make sure you come on through. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be right back here. So go ahead, get some sleep, get some rest, chill out a little bit, and come watch us. Let me see. Do I even know the topic of tomorrow? Let me see if see if I got anything in the tuck that I know I'm going to talk about. Let me see. Nah, I'll let y'all know. Just come on through. This shit is going to be fly anyway. You know what I mean? We always had a good conversation. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I want to tell y'all all that I really appreciate y'all for coming through, supporting the channel. That shit is important. So I'm going to holler back, man. Y'all be good.